Hey everyone! So, I can't believe how fast October has just flown by. I have been very lax about getting the videos up. And, it's just, things have just been crazy. I've been trying to get the garden ready for winter. I've been trying to get the rabbit barn ready for winter. I've been trying to keep up with all of the orders from you. So thank you so much for every order that you place. I'm really grateful for it as a small business owner. Tina and I have been working really hard this year to try to kind of revamp our brand and bring you more lace stuff, but not lose touch with the spinning and the weaving and the knitting that we like to do. And Ina's flowers look really good out here. Okay, we'll talk about that another day. Anyway, so this is October, and I've been promoting Wooltober quite a bit because, of course, that's a Kromsky thing. So if you were looking for a spinning wheel or a loom and you want to purchase a new one, this is a great month to do it because Kromsky is running their Wooltober specials. Sorry, I'm shedding. So you can get an extra colored bobbin with a spinning wheel purchase. Or if you're buying a loom, then you can get an extra canvas bag that has the Kromsky logo on it. And both of those items are free. It's a gift from Kromsky in the month of October for basically patronizing Kromsky and ordering a loom or a wheel from them. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, so I've been advertising that pretty heavily because I think it's a great deal if you're looking for a spinning wheel or a loom. So anyway, now that that's off, October is also often known as Socktober. So I have participated as a sock knitter many times in Socktober, but this year I'm just going to talk a little bit about socks. And if there's something specific that you want, I have done an entire series on both toe up and top down socks. So you're welcome to go check those out on our YouTube channel because I already have that up there. But if you're looking for some general information, then I am going to share that now. So let's talk about socks. I've knit, like 150 pairs of socks. I really like to knit socks. I don't knit socks very often anymore because I have such a stash built up that I don't need a lot of socks personally, and there's not a lot of people who make my sock knitting list. I just do not make a lot of socks for other people anymore. I used to make socks for Ina, but she's kind of to the point where she doesn't really love to wear socks right now. So if she asks, then I will probably go ahead and I will knit her another pair of socks. But until she does, I am just going to wait a little bit. Plus her feet are growing a lot, although they are tiny socks. They don't take as long to knit. But anyway, I won't be making her socks for a little while. My husband doesn't really want them. My mother's feet are too warm. So I don't knit very many socks anymore. I'm sure that Lauren would love for me to knit her a pair of socks, but I keep telling her she can knit her own pair, so she should go do it herself because that's just the kind of friend that I am. I know, wasn't that nice? So sweet of me. But anyway, so I love to knit socks. And I wrote an entire book. My first book was Hobby Feet, and it was all about socks. And the entire book was just basically all the different ways that you can knit socks, and it's different cast-ons, different bind-offs, different techniques that you learn throughout the book, so that if you start with the easiest and work your way to the hardest, that you will basically become a master sock knitter by the time that you're done, because you will have done a lot of different techniques as we've gone through. So anyway, socks. So here's a sock, a lovely sock. This is a sock that I have knitted, lovely sock, and it's a few years old, and I have worn it a little bit. But I haven't had to darn this one yet, so that's good. Some key things when you are knitting your socks are you actually need to knit it at a little tighter gauge than you think you do because you don't want your stitches to wear. If your stitches wear, then you're going to have to darn. Although I do have a series on how to darn, so feel free to check that out as well. And I do teach classes in visible mending and darning, so that's also a possibility. Anyway, so when you are doing your socks, knitting your socks, it doesn't really matter which way you make them. If you're toe up, top down, socks on 2 circs, socks on double points, magic looping it, 2 at a time, whatever you choose. The key is that you need to make sure that your gauge is just a little tighter than you think you need it. So I always kind of take my total number of stitches. So let's say I'm at 7 stitches per inch, and well, I don't, okay, math is not my strong suit, but hang with me. So say it's 7 stitches per inch, and I need a sock that is going to be 9 inches around. So I'm going to measure the ball of my foot. So that's like, you know, the base right behind your toes. That's the widest part of your foot. So I'm going to take that measurement, say it's 9 inches, and it's 7 stitches per inch. So I'm going to take 9 times 7, so that's 63. So it should be 63 stitches that you would cast on, except you actually want to take away just a little bit of that. So you only want about 90% of those stitches, because you want it to be a little bit tighter. And you want to make sure that whatever SPI, that stitches per inch you're using, is just a little bit tighter as well, because you want, again, to make sure that you don't have a lot of friction, because you're trying to prevent wearing holes in your socks. I mean, if you're going to go to the trouble of knitting yourself some lovely socks, and you're going to use good, you know, hand spun yarn, or even a really nice commercial yarn. This is a commercial self-striping yarn. It's one of the Germans. I don't remember which German yarn it was exactly right now, but I know it's one of the German striping yarns. And this is like a really nice hard wearing yarn. Like I've worn this one a lot. It's got a little bit of nylon in it, which is also helpful for preventing the holes, because we're trying to prevent holes. That's what we're doing, to make sure that our socks last as long as they possibly can. Then you'll want to take like 90% of your total. So instead of knitting 63 stitches, you're going to take 10% off that. So say you take 6 stitches off. So that would put us down to like 57. So I would either cast on 56 or 58, because usually I want an even number. It makes it a little bit easier to divide for the top and the heel. Although if you have a wide heel, you might need a few extra stitches in that base anyway. So it would be okay to keep the extra stitch. And then if you are following a pattern, then you'll adjust for the pattern. So for example, if you have, what's this one? This is a 2, 4, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a 10. This is a 10 stitch repeat. So this one is a 10 stitch repeat. So you may have to fudge your numbers a little bit. You might have to go up a little bit or down a little bit in terms of your sock needle, so that you can adjust the stitch count to your personal sizing. There we go. So that's something to take into consideration as well. Oh, so many things to think about with socks. But, you know, a lot of this also applies to other things that you're knitting. If you're trying to fit your head, or you're trying to fit your hands, or you're trying to fit your body in any shape, then you're going to have to think about your stitches per inch, your personal measurements, the kind of ease that you need, and the wear, as well as the fiber percentages of your yarn. And that can also apply to hand spun, not just commercial yarns. So those are all things to take into consideration. And like cotton, while lovely in a like cotton spandex blend that you buy for cheap, you know, at the superstore, doesn't do very well when it comes to hand knit socks, because, oh, hang on, the chickens are running around like crazy. Oh, it's Violet, she's fine. Anyway, so cotton may not be the best thing for hand knitting, because it doesn't have the stretch, it doesn't have the give that a lot of other yarns do. Alpaca is also notorious for wanting to stretch and slip down your calf or slip down your foot, because it just wants to stretch out when you're wearing it. So just things to take into consideration. You can absolutely use blends. Blends are beautiful for socks. A little bit of silk, a little nylon, 2 different breed wools mixed together. So like the down breed for the springiness, and then a merino or a cormo or a targhee or a rambouillet for the beautiful softness is going to make a little nicer, longer wearing sock. So all things to kind of consider when you're thinking about, okay, I want to make socks for myself or somebody else. So make sure that you have taken like 10% off of your total number of stitches. Do your stitches per inch count. Make sure you've measured your feet accurately. Let's see, what else? Consider your fiber, and then you can get kind of into the nitty-gritty of it. So it doesn't matter if you're a toe up or a top down person. I have done both. I much prefer top down. It's a personal thing. If you love toe up, more power to you. It's whatever makes you happiest. This is your personal knitting journey, and you should always be knitting in the way that makes you happiest. Now, there are a lot of patterns that can be translated from toe up to top down. Some of them can't because there's directionality when it comes to the cabling, for instance, or a direction for the lace that you just can't mimic if you go in the opposite direction. So, you may have to make some adjustments to your overall expectations of your pattern for your sock, or you can just look for a sock that is made in the way that you want to make your own socks. So again, toe up, top down, totally your thing. I am not going to tell you that one is better than the other. It's not. For me personally, I have a much better fit when I do a top-down sock, and it makes me happier to make it that way. Now, I'm also going to say I am a double-pointed needle knitter. So these are actually the signatures, and Signature is no longer selling needles, which makes me very sad because I loved these things. So if these ever, like if I lose these, I will probably cry. Like if I ever lose one of these, I will cry. And like, if I drop this and I have to go like hunt, I will hunt for hours until I find this sucker again. If it like falls down through my deck, because I love these things. I love these things. But I also love the Hayahayas. I have an entire set of Hayahayas, including, I don't even know if they make them anymore. I hope they still do. The sharp shorts. And so I have like 3-inch and 4-inch. And I have the double points all the way down to, I think, 5-0. So it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5-0. So very, very thin, tiny needles. And I do use them. Now, the ChiaoGoo also has a beautiful set of circulars. So if you're looking for circular needles, I will say, if you like a little stiffer cable, and Tina does, the ChiaoGoo are beautiful needles, and we do sell them. And they do come in a really nice interchangeable set. I used it actually for a hat for Ina recently, and I went ahead and I think I used 000s, at least 00s, something very small to make her hat, because I just really wanted the fabric that I was going to get from this smaller size. Anyway, so if you like a little softer cable, the Hayahayas might be your brand. If you like a little stiffer cable, the ChiaoGoos might be better for you. I'm trying to think. There's also, of course, Addy, which are not my personal favorite. We don't carry them anymore because neither Tina nor I really loved them. They're fine for people that like Addies. It wasn't our thing, and we just cannot carry all the different brands. So we no longer carry the Addy, and we no longer carry the Knit Picks, and we are focusing in on the Hayahayas and the ChiaoGoos because those are our two personal favorites. Again, nothing wrong with the other needles. It's just that we like a little different needle style, and it's nice to have variety. It's just nice to have variety. So whether you are a double pointed knitter, or you like to do magic loop, or you want to do socks on 2 circulars, there's no reason that you can't use, any of those styles for either a toe up or a top down sock. You can use any of them. Like, there's no restriction just because it says top down, and a lot of my patterns will say, signature DPNs or Hayahaya DPNs. That doesn't mean that you personally cannot knit your socks top down with magic loop, or socks on 2 circulars, or you could even do like 2 at a time. Yes, I know these are different colors, but 2 at a time. So you could do 2 socks at a time if you wanted to, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So just do whatever it is that you need to do for your own personal journey, and try things, try new things, try sampling, try doing different stuff, check it out, see what you like best, because you're going to be happiest when you are knitting in the way that you like best, and you're not going to know what that way is until you try it. So if whether you are an English style or a continental style or a Norwegian or a Portuguese knitter, whether you do a combination or something completely different than what I've listed, just try things. Try them until you're comfortable and you are making socks the way that make you happiest. And if you never want to make a pair of socks, you don't have to. There are no knitting people out there, like knitting police. There's no knitting police that are out there like giving you citations for not having knitted socks, or not trying cables, or not making lace. Just do what makes you happiest. And again, try new things. I know it can be scary sometimes, but it's okay to fail. I have to tell my daughter this a lot. And I'm staring at her as she's like looking at me through the door right now. But it's okay to fail. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make those mistakes. And we learn something from them every single time. So I make mistakes all the time. Like, I'll be the first one to admit it. I've screwed up, like, I don't know, shipping. I have screwed up, forgetting stitch markers in an order. I bagged and tagged the wrong stitch markers for a wholesale order, and I had to take it all apart and rebag and tag it. So, like, you know, we all make mistakes, but we learn from them, and we learn ways to have better checks and balances so that we don't make those mistakes in the future. At least, I hope not. So anyway, excuse me, just go try it. Go try something. Go have fun with your knitting. You can absolutely crochet socks. It's a little bit more difficult because of the stretch factor, but it can be done. And there are patterns out there. So if you're a diehard crocheter and that's what you want to do, go crochet yourself a pair of socks. I'm in a knit fabric group online, and they have a sewn sock pattern out of knit fabric. Hey, not my cup of tea, but if you want to make them, go right ahead. Like, who am I to tell you not to do that? I am not your keeper. I am not like the overlord. Boy, things would be very different if I was the overlord. We're not going down that path. Anyway, just have fun with what you're doing and have fun with your crafting. All right, I know this probably wasn't exactly the sock talk you thought we were going to have, but I will try to get into some more of the nitty gritty. I am gone this week. So by the time you see this, I will be in Wisconsin, and I am going to be teaching. I'm only teaching Mediterranean knotted lace because that was the only class I had anyone sign up for. And I'm not sure what to do with this. I really want to run a retreat up in Baraboo, Wisconsin with my friend Linda. I don't know if I'm not setting the retreat early enough, if I'm not giving people enough time. I don't know if I'm like not hitting the right audience, but last year I had 0 people sign up for classes. This year I had 1 person. Last year I did all advanced classes. This year I did all beginners. Last year I tried the weekend. This year I tried the week, like during the week. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to Linda and see what she thinks, and maybe I'll throw another survey up and see what I can get there. Because I would really love to do a retreat and have more people come and have fun. But I'm going to be up there. I will have a limited pop-up shop. So I'm going to take like thread and shuttles and some of the tatting books and the Mediterranean knotted lace books, and we'll see what else like ends up in the car with me. I'm going to throw in my sewing machine, actually both of my sewing machines. Oh wait, no, I have more than 2. 2 of the sewing machines. We'll leave it at that. Just leave it at that. And fabric, and I'm going to go work on some things, and hopefully I can do a couple of videos while I'm up there with my friends, and we can just kind of have like a crafty chat session, which I think could be a lot of fun. And hopefully I can talk more about socks before the end of October. Anyway, let's see other things that are going on. So I am going to be at Ozark Fiber Fling. Tina is maybe thinking about doing the Long Beach, Washington Fiber Festival coming up. So potentially that is going to get added to our show rotation for the year. And don't forget to go online, check us out. I've been adding new things. I have new used things. I have new things. I have books. I have thread. We have all kinds of fun yarn. Tina is going to be running a knit along with my Rosita shawl that's going to start, I think, this week or maybe next week. I forget what she told me. I'm so sorry. But watch for it on the YouTube channel because she's going to be teaching that. So it should be tons of fun. And I love my Rosita shawl. It's a modern take on Shetland knitting. So it uses some of those Shetland designs, but in a little more modern way. And that's really how I like to design personally. So now you know a little bit of my design philosophy as well. What else do I need to tell you? Please go follow us. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those fun places. Make sure that you're following us. Make sure that you're liking. Please comment, even if it's just a smiley face. Like, the comments and interactions really, really help us to find new people on YouTube. Please tell your friends to go like and subscribe to our channel as well. It all helps. And we are just trying to reach a bigger audience so that we can continue to be your sort of local yarn store away from home with all of the fun things. Your little local needlework stop. I'm trying to add more sashiko. I'm trying to add more embroidery. What else? More tatting stuff, more bobbin lace stuff. I'm trying to get more books in. I am trying to source some Amelia R's books. I am looking at Concetto Valsessiano books. I am on the hunt. And anytime you can't find something, let me know. I'll put it on my list and I will do my absolute best to try to find it for you. It may take me a few months, But sometimes I strike gold. Anyway, decided to get bright there for a minute. Thank you so much for following along with us on the YouTube channel. And again, thank you so much for all of your orders. Ina absolutely loves packing orders with me. She has been helping me by making like little gifty add-ins that I try to remember to throw in all of your online packages when you order. And this next month, if you order anything from me that's like coming from the Missouri location, I am throwing in a free pack of stitch markers. I'll see if Tina has the ability to do that as well. I think she does. But it's just our little thank you so much for ordering from us and helping us to continue to be here and to serve the lace community. It makes us just really happy to be able to do what we do and see the people that we see and to continue to learn and grow and share our passion with you. So thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. Please take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and craftually. I am going to go find something crafty to do for like 15 minutes before I have to go put the ducks and the chickens away for the night. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.